muted or unmuted? Which one do you think is going to help which camp?
I think that it doesn't make any difference, but if it does make a difference, unmuted will help Harris because, and I think he wants it unmuted, but his team doesn't, and I think he wins out, and then I think eventually he just starts talking over her rudely, and he loses. Isn't that about wouldn't that?
Well, where does it stand? Because he said today they had a deal on the CNN rules, and then now it seems like, so where does it stand?
He said something that might not have been
It
true.
sounds like it. I mean, if only one side is saying there's a deal and the other side's not, then there's no deal. I mean, Trump seems to want to kind of make it seem like there's a deal to sort of force the Harris camp's hand, and it's not working.
Do you know that for sure, or are we just? I mean, I haven't heard. I don't particularly care how they do it, but I thought it was noteworthy that he said they thought they had achieved a deal on the rules that he already used to debate Joe Biden out of his own career. And so I don't know why she's hesitating. Just show up and do the thing.
Welcome back, guys. All right. Why the sudden cold feet, Kamala? You're supposed to be the strong, intelligent, smart black woman who's ready to take on Trump head to head. So why is a simple debate rule like the mic being on and off causing all this drama? It's starting to look like Harris might be afraid of facing Trump without a safety net, right? That's pretty much what I do think. But let's not forget, Kamala herself said she wanted Trump to tell her things to her face. Well, now's your chance. Now's your chance. So Trump can be able to tell you what he thinks of you, your policy, or your candidacy to your face. But why only the mic thing is holding this off? But instead of jumping at that opportunity, there is all this hesitation. It's almost as if she's not as confident in going toe-to-toe with Trump as she once was, or she once seemed. Who's the chicken now, Kamala? Who's the chicken? You know, like, this whole situation just shows how desperate the Harris camp is to control the narrative and avoid a real confrontation with Trump. If you're truly ready to lead, you shouldn't be afraid of a little debate. But as it stands, it seems like Harris might be more scared than she's willing to admit it. Like, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think it's really important whether to have the mic on and off?
Why should it matter so much?
Why are you looking at me? I was just trying to. I was like, Doug, chime in. Like, what is this? Oh, WWF. I mean, chime in and tag them in. No, I mean, look. Everybody knows. Everybody who's watched this knows that Donald Trump needs a muted mic. Like, that's why his team wants a muted mic.
Except for Donald Trump.
Because he may call her absolutely anything.
Yeah.
Like, he may call her every single word, and we talk about this on text messages, and please, God, let the FBI or Russia never get my... That's the best thing that can happen to the Harris campaign. But everybody, he has no self-control. And so one of the things, and this is what most people don't know, one of the things the Biden campaign was actually worried about was the fact that they were so close together during the first debate. Now, mind you, they should have been worried about some other stuff. But the fact that they were only 6 feet apart bothered the campaign so much. That was the number one thing.
They felt that he could be heard over.
He could be heard, and it would startle Joe Biden. Although the public, I said...
We were startled. That's true. He wasn't. We were.
Listen, we lost the debate. Can we leave by? You won that, okay?
Thanks.
So that was the number one thing.
Congratulations.
But I also think sometimes when Donald Trump is speaking, Kamala Harris needs to call BS where it lies. Yeah. And so in order to be able to check him, as we say colloquially, she needs to be able to do that live.
That's a very interesting point that you just made, because the biggest complaint after the Biden-Trump debate was that Trump wasn't fact-checked. And some of it was also that Biden didn't fact-check him. And some of it might have also been that with that format, with the mics muted, it would have been very difficult for him to interject.
We've all heard it before. Trump is a liar. It's practically a mantra at this point for certain media outlets. But here's what gets me. Every politician lies. It's practically a job requirement. Whether we're talking about Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, or even some Republicans like DeSantis or Nikki Haley, they've all twisted the truth at one point or another. But here's the kicker: like, why is it that the media only seems to care about Trump lies? Why is he the only one getting fact checked on the nth degree? This is all about narrative control. By constantly labeling Trump as a liar, they're trying to implant this idea in people's mind that nothing he says can be trusted. So even when Trump makes a solid point, he gets buried. He gets buried under the avalanche of fact checks. It's a strategy, plain and simple. But where's the same scrutiny when it comes to the Democrats? Why isn't Harris being held to the same standard? Let's not forget, back in 2020, during the vice presidential debate, Kamala Harris had the famous "I'm speaking" moment with Mike Pence, and now it seems like she's aiming for a repeat performance. But this time, they want to add in so-called fact-checking to bolster her case against Trump. But that's just a cover at this point. It's just a cover. The focus on Trump's supposed lies is more about discrediting him than it is about upholding the truth. The obsession with fact-checking Trump while giving everyone else a pass is just another tactic to sway public opinion. It's not about holding politicians accountable. It's about controlling the narrative. But I'm curious to know what you guys think.
Interject in order to fact check.
Look,
So
Biden-
there's a structural issue.
Biden was
here.
lifeless in that debate. I don't think he was going to be able to fact check anybody. But the reality is, this is not what the American people are interested in. This is not what they're talking about. At every campaign, you certainly dealt with it in your Senate campaigns, and whether you're running for president or dog catcher, unless that's an appointed position, has a debate about the debates. And what's the format going to be? How many? Where they're going to be? Any place, anytime, anywhere, or only 2 or 3, or only 0. And unless it's the incumbent who doesn't want to do any because it puts them in a vulnerability, the voters do not care. This will matter when there's a debate. And when it's Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris, that will matter. When it's J.D. Vance versus Tim Walz, no one's going to care, even though we'll all talk about it a lot.
We are having Harris versus
Right.
Trump, and the
when that
question is
happens,
going to be,
that's going to matter.
can you, okay, and so will it matter that he can speak while she's speaking?
I mean, I think it could as a parlor game, but voters aren't focused
But let me
on that.
okay. Well, let me play.
if there's an
They're not
audience, I'm not
focused
an
on
audience.
that.
And I
Let
would
me
like there to
play
not
and
be an
take you
audience.
guys down memory lane. Just the "I'm speaking" of it all is one of the things that perhaps the Harris campaign wants to recreate.
Absolutely.
No, but Susan, this is important.
Susan, I
I
have
want to
to
add,
weigh
but
in
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
I have to
I'm
weigh in.
speaking.
Yeah, you
So
can have
I
15 more
wanna-
seconds, and then we'll give the Vice President
Thank
a
you.
chance to.
Joe Biden has been very clear. He will not raise taxes on anybody who makes less than $400,000
He said
a
he's going to
year.
repeal the Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Well, wait,
I'm speaking.
be important if you said the truth. Is he only going to repeal part of the Trump tax cuts?
If you don't mind letting me finish, we can then
Please.
have a conversation, okay?
Please.
Okay. Let's talk about the
Please.
fact. Yeah, I'm about.
Mike Pence, on the other hand, is just a straightforward guy who tends to respect the rules and of the debate. But let's be real here. This approach is not going to fly with Trump. Trump is not the type to back down or let someone take control of the conversation. He will just bulldoze right through it. Whether Harris tried to do the "I'm speaking" routine or not, Trump is going to get his point across, audience or no audience. And speaking of audience, can you imagine how different that moment would have been if there had been a crowd there? The reaction would have been like something else, like entirely. But anyways, um, that's just my take. I wasn't all that impressed by Harris' move, but what about you? Uh, did it resonate with you, or did you feel the same? Like,
Too.
I mean, it was iconic. All I
Listen,
can see
all
is
I will say is that it was not just a fly.
Wait a minute.
You're watching it right now. That is just what happened right there. So women oftentimes in the workplace try to be able to get their voices heard, and then men try to speak over them. Did you ever notice that?
Abby, has that ever happened to you?
Well, Lauren, let me let you finish your point.
Exactly.
Before both of these men attempted to intervene here.
He has the floor. Is that right?
No, I don't. I just
Lauren
said
has
I'm
Thank you,
speaking.
Abby. That's lovely. Thank you. No, look, I mean, they are counting on the debates being a kind of catharsis for Democrats to redeem what happened in the last debate. And there are lots of women and I think lots of Democratic voters who are dying to see this matchup and who know exactly what this will be and that she has proven over and over again. I mean, you saw the videos during the DNC, the videos playing the clips of her grilling people from the Senate chamber. I mean, this is what she's known for as a prosecutor. And there are a lot of supporters who want to see her prosecute the case against him live and know that he's incredibly vulnerable in an environment where she knows how to poke the bear. And that is what the campaign's been doing with social media. They've been continuously poking the bear.
That's half of it. Of course they want to see her attack Donald Trump. But what I think they ought to be less anxious for is for her to have to answer questions about her own record. And that's the purpose of a debate. You don't get to sit there and pummel the other person for 90 minutes. You also have to answer questions. And she's got a bunch of them.
Every word he said in the last debate was with Biden, that Trump had with Biden. Every word out of Trump's mouth was not true.
Every word?
Most of it.
Every word.
this obsession with labeling Trump as a compulsive liar is more about shaping a narrative than anything else. Sure, politicians exaggerate and bend the truth, but this relentless focus on Trump's words while giving others a pass is just absurd. It's not like Biden or any other politician hasn't twisted the truth before. Remember his claim about getting arrested in South Africa while trying to meet Nelson Mandela? Yeah, that wasn't exactly accurate, to put it mildly. But the goal here is clear. They want to undermine Trump to the point where nothing he says can be trusted, regardless of his validity. It's like they're setting the stage so that no matter what he says, is automatically dismissed. That's dangerous because it takes away the opportunity for a real debate and discussion.
No, I don't know if it's every word, but virtually every word. And of course CNN wouldn't correct things. That was part of the rules of that debate. I don't know what the rules of this debate are, but that was overlooked because of Biden was in the state that he was in. But Trump has a hard time saying things that are true.
And I think what Trump does well is he picks up a pile of sand and he throws it in his opponent's eyes. And if I'm the Harris campaign, I'm less concerned about microphones on and off than how is she going to react to whatever that pile of sand Donald Trump's going to bring with him. We saw how it affected Hillary Clinton in that first debate when he
that part.
Why are you talking over her?
I just did it.
She's literally
But
trying
I mean, you literally did it. But
she's literally trying to talk.
I love
you know what?
this debate. I love two men
Bakari,
arguing
on
about
that
how to be
note-
more respectful to women.
and that is my goal in life because my wife is watching the show.
You know what?
But
On that note, I'm going to cut you off, Bakari.
no more Bakari splaining.
I'm speaking. We'll be.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up with a little dose of reality. So here's the deal. Trump should just get ready, whether they have the mic on or off. We all know Trump can handle himself just fine. But Harris, well, she's clearly rattled. The thought of facing Trump on the debate stage is giving her cold feet, I think. And honestly, who can blame her? They've never squared off before, and it seems like she's doing everything she can to get the upper hand by pushing of these ridiculous rules. It's almost like she's trying to make Trump kneel to her demand before even they get on stage. But Trump isn't the type to back down, especially over something as petty as the mic rule. You know, if anything, this just plays into his hand. He tries on this kind of stuff, and I'm pretty sure Harris knows that, which is why she's scrambling to find any advantage she can. Let me know what you think. Should they just keep the mic on and let the debate unfold naturally, or is there some merit to Harris' concerns? Drop your thought in the comments below, and don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Let's keep this conversation going and make sure this channel keeps growing. Thanks for tuning in.